Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Wanted to do a quick update now that I just recently had a doctor's appointment with my gastroenterologist to discuss lots of things. This is the first time that I have seen him since he diagnosed me with Crohn's disease back in October of 2015. So this is the first time I'm seeing him, kind of digested all of the information that he gave me on that day, have been through a couple different treatments on a lot of different medication. So wanted to do a quick update now that I've seen him and have some new answers. My biggest question for him was kind of what my treatment looks like moving forward. I wasn't sure how often it would be expected that I would see him, if basically I would just see him, once a year as long as everything was okay. So we talked a lot about kind of what my treatment looks like moving forward. So lots of big questions for me while I was being diagnosed. I had several CAT scans and had a colonoscopy. So I wondered, especially with having an inflammatory bowel disease, if having those types of tests run were something that needed to be done on a regular basis. So that was my first question, and basically the answer was no. So that's exciting. I was a little bit nervous about having to do those things on a regular basis, but basically at this point, he said there's no medical reason to do regular colonoscopies until I have been diagnosed with Crohn's disease for at least 8 years. So I'm not really sure what the significance of 8 years is, but it sounds like, based on other patients and medical research, that sort of thing, that once you've been diagnosed for 8 years, that kind of gives them an idea that this is something that's long-standing, and then at that point, I would start to have colonoscopies on a yearly or every 2-year basis. So fingers crossed that I don't have to have anything between now and then. The only thing he did mention is that, of course, if something does come up, my symptoms drastically change, or I start feeling really horrible, or something alarming comes up, then we may have to do a colonoscopy or CAT scan, kind of figure out what's the matter to fix the problem. But at this point, no to regular CAT scans and colonoscopies. Another question was about how often I would see the GI doctor, how often I would visit with my gastroenterologist. So at this point, he said that once I'm kind of on a regular routine, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the medication update as well, but once I'm on a regular routine, that he would see me probably every 6 months to a year, just depending on my needs, kind of as I transition into my regular treatment plan and off of the temporary treatment plan. So that being said, he does want to see me back in 3 months. So I'll see him sometime in May of 2016, just as a follow-up to see how things are going. So I did want to update you on some changes to my medication. So I've talked in some other videos about an infusion treatment that I'm on, so that will continue. I mentioned that in another video that I have one of those scheduled for the end of February, and then another one scheduled for the end of April. And then starting with the April visit, that's when I'll begin the every 8 weeks treatment. Basically, that'll be my treatment plan. It'll be to go to the infusion center once every 8 weeks. So provided that that's continuing to work. So if something does change where my symptoms are coming back, or it seems like in that week prior to my next infusion appointment that I start to feel, kind of weird symptoms, or starting to feel like I really need more of the medication, we will either increase the dosage that I'm getting when I'm there, or I will be seen more often than the 8 weeks. It seems like the most often that people go is every 4 weeks, but it seems like the standard where they start you is every 8 weeks. So that may need to be adjusted just based on my symptoms. So another thing that I am really excited about after my appointment with him is that he is starting to taper me off of the steroid. I've been on a steroid just kind of as a temporary treatment to help with inflammation since he diagnosed me in October. I've been taking 40 milligrams a day. So what he suggested at this point is to drop down to 20 milligrams a day for 2 months, and then drop down again after that to 10 milligrams a day for another 2 months. So hopefully by about June of this year, I will be completely off the steroid altogether. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna see him in the month of May. So I'm sure we'll touch base at that point and see how things are going. It's hard to tell right now with regard to my symptoms if it's what exactly is giving the relief. It's probably a combination of all the things that I'm doing. So the infusion treatment, as well as the steroid and adjusting my diet, it. So it's hard to know for sure what's working, but time will tell, I guess, as we start to decrease this steroid to see how much my body's been depending on it to kind of help with the inflammation. So I'm excited to get off that steroid. I've talked in some other videos about kind of the side effects of that. So I'm excited to be getting off of the steroid and moving forward with my other treatment plan options. I know that steroids aren't something that you can be on forever because of all their other, side effects. So yeah, I'm really excited. It was a good visit with him, so I'm looking forward to these next steps in these next few months to hopefully transitioning into remission for a good long while. But I did want to say thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Appreciate your love and support. Would love to hear any feedback from those of you who have Crohn's disease, kind of what your treatment plans are looking like right now, what's working for you and what isn't. One thing I did want to mention, I'm also continuing to take a probiotic every day. So that's something that is over the counter, and a lot of people take that anyway, but that's something that I will continue to do as a part of my treatment plan. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.